Sure. You know, if you had communicated the same message, some of us would have actually put on something better. You're really making us look bad. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it. Anyway, my name is Brian Mbanacho. I am a friend of Eunniah, only when she's not editing any of my stuff. When she's editing any of my stuff, she becomes my enemy. Before I tell you anything about the business of writing, the first time I talked to Eunniah, I thought she was an amazing person because she was buying my book. And so I said, you're awesome, I also love your writing, really. And then she sent me money and I was like, okay. The second time I thought she was a con woman because I was now buying her book and then she was in Mombasa. So me, I send her money and then I'm just chilling and waiting for my book. And 2 days later, 3 days later, 4 days later, 5 days later. And these beautiful women of Facebook, yeah? They are con people. So, and I don't want to ask her, where is my book? Because I also know sometimes how writing and this business of puzzling books, it can be very hectic. So I wanted to give her time before I conclude that she is a con woman. And a week later, I was like, okay, I think before I call police, let me give her a chance to explain herself. And so I told her, I haven't received my book yet, and she told me, I sent it last week. So you did? Yes, I went to Model Coast. Apparently they had mixed up my number, but the parcel was there. So I was like, okay, maybe she's not she's not a con woman. And the third time I interacted with her, I was attending a book launch, Breaking Down. That was at least her first book. And this is my second book launch I'm attending, so which means Eunniah must really be an amazing person, because this is the second book launch I'm attending. I've written 3 books myself. I've never attended any of my own book launches. I usually launch mine on Facebook. But now seeing you people here looking amazing, I'm thinking, maybe it was a good thing I'm launching on Facebook because I don't have nice clothes to attend a book launch. So what can I say about you? Eunniah is an amazing person. She's an amazing writer. I'm sure you've interacted with the stories that are on her blog. You've interacted with the stories on her books. And if you're a writer, maybe you've interacted with her as an editor. Before I tell you a story about an editor, I'll tell you another story. We're writing a book together, it's called When a Stranger Called. And we hired an editor. None of us, at least I think one of us knew about that editor. The rest of us were going by faith. So it was a group of people who thought we were good writers, and a few people know us. So we formed an editor. And I think that editor saw Eunniah Mbabazi, maybe he saw Brian Mbanacho, he saw Charles Tenchori, and he thought, these guys I think know what they are doing. So I'm not really going to mess with their stories, So when he sent us the edited stuff, we're all looking at it. They're not editors, but we're thinking, did this guy really edit any of this thing? We need a serious editor, And everyone was in agreement that we need a serious editor. This guy has done nothing. So we're looking around us, we're like, but Eunniah is an editor, apart from being a writer, and she's one of us. Why don't we give her the job? Everyone said, yeah. Let's give Eunniah the job. Let's edit our stuff. And so it was our book, but we were getting paying Eunniah to edit it. And she was one of the writers in that, and everyone was happy, was saying, Eunniah is going to edit this stuff. The first editor did nothing. So we were unhappy with the first editor. We wanted a very serious editor to do this stuff. And so we hired Eunniah until the feedback started coming from Eunniah. We were in a group, we had a WhatsApp group, and I remember each time everyone received their feedback from Eunniah, they'd go and chat the other person. Like, does Eunniah hate me? This chick, what is this thing she's telling me? Yeah? So maybe I'm asking someone else, who does this chick think she is? That person is also asking someone else. until you're not coming to Eunniah. But Eunniah, if you have something personal, just tell us, what is this thing, yeah? And she told us, listen, I just think we can make these stories better. And I don't think we can make these stories better by me telling you the things that you want to hear. The other editor told you the things you wanted to hear, and you didn't like it either, because you didn't think it did a good job. Now, I'm not telling you the things you want to hear, but I tell you the things that you need to hear. So you go back, started writing your stories. By the media, I was not having a problem, because when I started working that story, I started using Eunniah as my editor. So Eunniah had already had my problems with her, with Maliza. So when the others were complaining, I was just saying, I'm familiar too, you know. Wanoma wemsumbua hii Nairobi, she's stressed, just accommodate her, you know. And just understand her. But I knew maybe I'm done anyway. She has, I wrote my stories, I think, about 5 or 6 times, and each time she was telling me to go back, write it. It was also my first short story of writing. I'm not a fan of writing short stories. I prefer novels. But anyway, the back and forth, we had it. The book was supposed to come out, I think, in 2019. We started on the project, I think, in 2019. But because thanks to Eunniah and the pandemic, the book came out in 2020, around, it came out in September 1st, and it was a huge success. The guys loved it, and finally you could see why Eunniah insisted that we needed to rework the stories. So she's also an amazing editor. She can say very things that look mean, but the things that need to be said anyway. So clap for her Kwanza for being an amazing editor. So when Eunniah was working, when I found out she was about to launch this book, I remember calling her and telling her, there are easier ways of making us cry. You don't need to keep writing as other books that will make us cry. Because the way Eunniah writes her books, her stories, is that she writes about things that the rest of us would rather not talk about, would rather not write about, the very deep stuff, very intimate stuff. You see, things that the rest of us shy away from. And I don't know whether she always sees a therapist after she's done writing her books, but there's no way you can read anything she has written and then remain the same. Unless, of course, you are seeing a healer, that you will remain the same. Let me talk about the business of writing, kidogo. Although Eunniah told me I'll be the chief guest, me I got a table, soda, water. I already told the people, by the way, if you want a soda for any event, see me candle, you see. But I came here and then I was told, oh, it's a library, food is not allowed. I felt she changed as a new one, but it is what it is. The business of writing is about writing books, telling people you've written books. No, it starts with people telling you, you're an amazing writer. Wewe andika kitabu. Ukisha andika hiyo kitabu niambie, mimi nitanunua, nitakuwa wa kwanza kununua. Oh really? Yeah. Especially, in the era of social media. People come and tell you, you are an amazing person, go and write a book. What are you waiting? You're wasting time with these stories. Wewe, harakisha. So, if you believe in your own hype, you will go, write a book, find an editor like Eunniah. She'll tell you mean things. She'll tell you don't know anything. You'll find another person. The book will go, print it. Then you'll come and tell people, now listen. You see that book you're telling me I wrote, I should go write. It's now ready. What's the title? Let me use the title of my first book. It's called After the Storm. It's called After the Storm. Yeah. Congratulations. Do you know how many congratulations we'll receive? Anyone wants to guess here? Maybe 500, 1,000, congratulations. That's where we start counting your congratulations as a potential bias. Congratulations 50, 100, these 100 books are going, 200, 300, 500. Maybe I'm rich. You start calling the landlord and Amambia, I'm tired of renting this house, I just want to buy it. You know, as soon as my book ishakuwa kwa market, I want to buy this house. And then eventually tell people, now, if you want to buy this book, this one our shit gets real, by the way. If you now want to buy this book, my chain number is this, the book goes for this much, buy it. Now you receive another like 20 congratulations. Congratulations. That is not refreshing your till number. Why the hell is the money? No one is buying this book, you know. And then you realize, when people are telling you to go and write a book, most of them really didn't mean it. It's like when people tell you, well, you should meet for coffee, by the way, you know, and you think they're really serious about it. And you call them and tell them, yo, that coffee, that which coffee? Did I tell you to get coffee? No, you go have coffee on your own. So you write a book and you tell people, now here's the book. You guys come and buy it. The first day, crickets. The second day, someone comes and tells you, I want to buy your book. They're like, yes, finally. And then they just nyamaza after that. And you feel like telling them, I also want to go to heaven, but I'm not telling anyone that I want to go to heaven. I just died, I want to go to heaven. So it's a tough business, being a writer in this country. Is it true? But if you're a good writer and you know your craft, eventually, people will not only start appreciating your stuff, but they will start buying the book. If you keep talking about it, keep making people believe it's a good book, and if you make people believe you're a good writer, eventually they'll start buying the book, like they did mine, thankfully, and like they did Eunniah's, and the other authors. But it takes patience. You'll just have to be patient. But first, just make sure, as you are writing that book, don't skip any process. Writing is not me. Writing is rewriting, you see. And rewriting involves now an editor telling you, go back, do this, go back, do this. So that eventually when you present your book to the public, you're so sure this is actually quality stuff. And once the first person buys it, the second person, the third person, and they start talking about it, they'll be saying nice things about it. And people will start, you know, following suit and buying and doing all this stuff. So if you're a writer here, I've seen there are so many, and maybe you haven't first published, you must receive a heartbreak with your first book. No one really, truth of the matter is this. I admire Eunniah and how she does her craft. And I'm sure if you pull a random Willis, the hassles that she went through for us to all be here. I read a story, but she told me later. There was a printer tried to con her kwanza. You know, to be a writer, by the have to go for him or go chini, then you can print it. Once you put a photo huko, to see if you'll get someone to print your book. Brokers in the way, the people will say, I'll print your book. Then when you give them the money, they also start looking for a printer. So, but Eunniah, the way she does her things, I think she wrote a book, the first one, she had a book launch. The second one, I don't think she did because of COVID. Now here we are, and we're so proud of her and everything that she's doing. And I'm so sure this book will be a success, just like the other books. And once you read it, because I'm assuming you guys will read it in your server. But even if you don't read it, where you buy it, for where we are right now, where Eunniah is, she needs you to buy it. Then read it, talk about it, so that she can also at least get a value for what she has done. So to any writer here who was very easy to publish their book, just follow the due process and people will embrace your craft in the end. And by saying people, I don't mean your friends. Don't start telling people friends who don't support friends. You know, it's good if your friends support you, but you need strangers more. You see, people who know you for nothing else but for your craft. These are the people who will take you to the next level. Because even if you have 20 friends and they all buy your book, that's only 20 copies, you see. So you need people who don't know you for anything else but your book to buy it. And to Eunniah, thank you for inviting me. Congratulations on your other book. We wish you all the best. I haven't received my copy yet, and I'll do my best I can. But congratulations and all the best. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.